Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video doing an unboxing and review of the Presto Dorothy electric rapid cold brewer, which is this box right here. This is a really cool and unique product, which is really tailored towards making cold brew coffee. But the main thing about this product is the way it's set up is it's going to rapidly cold brew your coffee, so that with this cold brewer you can make cold brew coffee in a matter of 15 minutes rather than having to sit the beans overnight and brew it in a slow method. And so I'm really curious and interested about this. So we'll do in this video is we'll go over the packaging, the general instructions of this product. We'll take it out of the box, just show you what it looks like. Then I'll walk through using this for the very first time with the taste test at the end. As always, if you're interested in potentially purchasing this, I'll leave links in the description below. Okay, so this is going to be the Presto Dorothy Rapid Cold Brewer. Currently you can get this on Amazon for about $50 or $49.99. I actually received this product from the company to review, and so I'm really intrigued and interested about this product because I've never previously made cold brew coffee, simply because it takes a while to kind of brew and you have to set it up and let it sit overnight, and I just don't ever think that far ahead. And so the idea of making cold brew coffee on the fly in a quicker process seems really conducive for just having cold brew, especially now that it's the summer months. And so the highlight of this product is it makes cold brew coffee at home in just a matter of 15 minutes, so you don't really have to wait. And it's got this tornado technology that basically spins the water with the coffee grounds, so it brews it quicker and faster than traditional cold brew technology. As far as other features of it, it says is it's rapid cold brew technology, spins coffee grounds in a cold water for quick flavor extraction. It'll be a smooth, flavorful coffee brew or cold brew coffee because it doesn't bring the coffee grounds to heat with water. It's easy to use and easy to clean. It will be dishwasher safe. And then on the back side here, it does highlight the instructions as far as how to make the coffee. So it says add water to the glass carafe, select brew speed, add coffee grounds, brew for 15 minutes, attach the plunger with the filter, and then press down for the grounds, very similar like a French press coffee, and that'll bring the coffee grounds into a cup at the bottom that can be removed more easily. That's it for the box. I think there's one other thing. The overall quantity of water in this is 22 ounces, so that's the overall size, but we'll go into that further in the video. But we'll get this out and take a look at it. As far as in the box, I think it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, as what you see is there's going to be this base here, then there's going to be this glass carafe that's very similar to a French press, and I believe this is the power cable. So yeah, here's the power cable. And so that's everything in here, and then an instruction manual. This is the instructions. They do go through, I believe, all the instructions on how to brew it, but we'll follow that up in a moment with actually brewing this. But as far as what the design is basically it's got a glass carafe with like a plunger, very similar to a French press brewer. But on the base here is this like steel cup that basically interacts with the base to create the vortex for the tornado that allows it to spin. This cup is a little bit weird where it basically clasps onto this metal clasp and like slides into place, and once it slides it's stuck on, but it's a little bit weird there. And then basically the plunger technology is very similar to like a French press, where you'll basically set up with the carafe with this cup on the bottom like this, and then you'll later on come with the plunger and basically plunge down to attach to that cup on the base, and that's how it works. So real quick, I'll just plug this in just to give you a sense of what its functionality is when it's dry. It'll be better when we actually have water in this and we brew it. But basically there's going to be an on-off switch here where it's off all the way completely counterclockwise, and then when you turn it on, it'll basically rotate the bottom base there and spin the water in turn. So that's it as far as the packaging and everything. I think it's a nice, elegant design. Its functionality should be pretty good. So let's get brewing with some cold brew coffee. Okay, so before we get started with making coffee using the Dorothy Rapid Cold Brewer, I did want to highlight that the instruction manual has all the instructions for making coffee and goes through it. So I previously read this, but we'll go through this step by step. As far as what you'll need the cold brewer, you'll need some sort of cold water, which is in this kettle. You'll need ideally freshly ground coffee. This is Trader Joe's Wake Up Blend in a coarse grind, which is what I usually use for French press coffee. I've already weighed this out, so the quantity is already predetermined, but I'll show you how I ended up with this quantity. And then ideally you would have a scale just to make sure your ratios are okay for coffee, but you don't necessarily need it. As far as prepping everything for what you'll need, you'll take the plunger out of the carafe here. And so you'll take off the cap plunging mechanism, but you'll leave this container, this glass or metal container on the bottom, and that'll actually stay flush in the bottom while you're brewing, all right? And then to determine how much coffee you need, I put it on the scale and I'll fill this up to the max fill line and weigh that quantity of water. All right, and so that came out to about 800 grams of water. And then in order to figure out the ratio that you need, basically you'll take 800 and then divide it by the ratio of 1 to 12, which is divide by 12. And that gives you the quantity of coffee that you'll need, which is 66.66 grams. I actually have a little bit more in this, but that's what we'll use for this purpose. Now, as far as brewing, what you'll do is basically get the cold brewer set up like this with the water in place, and then you'll actually just turn this on until it starts creating a tornado effect, which you see there. And then you basically tailor this so that the tornado is just reaching the bottom of the container. So you see there, it's like halfway down. So now what you do is just tailor this all the way so it's down to the bottom, which is the right quantity for what you need. From there, what you do is you just slowly add in the coffee grinds. And they say about over a 30-second time period. Okay, so all the grinds are in, but it's almost over the top. So what we'll do is we'll lower this a little bit just so it's not too aggressive, and we'll let it spin a little bit. But what I'm going to do now is also put the lid on and slightly plunge this so that it makes sure that the coffee grinds do not spin too much. Okay. And now what we'll do is we'll just let this sit. What they say is you could let this sit for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes as far as brewing. And so we'll let this sit for 15 minutes and then we'll come back to this and see how it brews. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. So what you'll do now is you'll just turn this all the way off and then allow any of the extra motion from that tornado motion to settle down before you plunge this down. And so we'll let this just sit all the way down and settle, which might take a little bit. Then we'll take it actually off the like rotating method base, and then slowly, now that it's no longer moving, all you'll do is very similar to French press. You'll just press this down so that the grinds go down to where the cup is. It does require a little bit of force, which is interesting because there's a little gap of air on the bottom, so all the grinds have to go into the cup. So just press down, and they do say that sometimes air pops up, which is normal. As long as you do it slowly, it shouldn't be an issue. And so now all the grinds are on the bottom and then the brewed coffee's on the top. But interestingly with this cup, if you see here, that catching cup and the tornado kind of action with the base model, there's a whole bunch of air on the bottom, which is a little bit unique and different. But now all the coffee's on the top. So we'll pour this into a mug. So I filled it up about that way. And then I also have fresh oat milk that's been foamed. But we'll do a taste test right now. And I gotta say, that's pretty good, to be honest. Like, it's a very good cup of coffee. It's definitely pulled out the flavor. I'd probably let it sit a little bit longer, or I might have to mess with the coarseness of the grind, because to be honest, it feels like it didn't extract all the flavor out of the grounds. So maybe of a finer grind with the motion might pull out more of the flavor. It's a little bit watery as compared to what you would expect for cold brew. But now what we'll do is we'll pour some of this foamed oat milk as well and taste it with that, just to see if there's any differences. And yeah, it's slightly watery. I'm probably gonna have to mess with either the ratio or the grindness, or the fineness of the grind to figure this out. But in general, after 15 minutes, it did pull a lot of flavor out. It's something that I might have to tweak and kind of mess with a little bit more to figure out the best flavor profile. But that's everything for the Dorothy Rapid Cold Brewer. It's something that technology-wise, it seems like a great option of cold brew as compared to sitting overnight. I'll have to mess with the ratios and the grind a little bit better to get the best flavor profile for this. But for what it is a good option to make cold brew coffee at home without having to wait for the long period of time. So thanks for watching. If you're interested in purchasing this, there will be links in the description below, and have a great day.